It was supposed to be just another night of celebration. After years of studying, 5 inseparable friends, Rafael, Lucas, Carla, Jessica, and Bruno, were finally done with college. They decided to celebrate in the countryside, at a remote farmhouse far from the city, where the sky was dark and the stars seemed closer. They laughed, danced, drank, and reminisced about old stories. They were like siblings, friendships forged by time, pain, and victories. As the early morning approached, they decided to head back. They were tired, but happy. On the way back, Rafael insisted on stopping at a 24-hour convenience store. He said he needed to buy a carton of eggs for his grandmother, an old superstition of hers. According to him, she always says eggs carry protection, that they hold living energy, he said with a laugh. No one paid much attention. He bought a 30-egg carton, put it in the trunk, and they continued their journey. It was around 2:30 in the morning. The alternate road, scarcely used, was slick with a light drizzle. There was fog, and no streetlights along that stretch. Inside the car, soft music played and conversations were interrupted by drowsiness. Suddenly, headlights in the wrong lane, an animal crossing the road, screams, brakes, darkness. The crash was devastating. The car spun, flipped, and slammed violently into a tree. When silence returned, only wreckage remained and 5 lost lives. Hours later, at dawn, emergency crews arrived. Firefighters, police, curious onlookers. The scene was heartbreaking. No one had survived. The bodies still trapped in the wreckage. And then, one detail caught everyone's attention when they opened the trunk. The carton of eggs was there, untouched. Not a single crack, not a drop, perfectly aligned, as if nothing had happened. "This is impossible," murmured one of the agents. The car was destroyed, and the eggs, fragile by nature, remained unharmed. The investigator in charge, Agent Helena Dort, was intrigued. She decided to take the carton in for analysis. But as days went by, something began to disturb her. Nightmares, voices, the sound of breaking glass, and most disturbingly, in her dreams, she saw the 5 friends calling to her, asking for help, crying, saying they were still trapped. But trapped where? On the 3rd day, Helena woke up with her heart pounding. She had dreamed of the accident road. It was empty, but along the roadside, hundreds of broken eggs were scattered, and in the middle of them, a shadow with white eyes was watching her. Searching for answers, she visited Rafael's family. His grieving mother spoke about the grandmother, a spiritual woman who believed in protection through elements of nature. When Rafael was little, my mother performed a ritual. She said that as long as he carried something fragile and pure, no evil would reach him. Helena then returned to the accident scene. She wondered if the eggs were intact. Why did Rafael still die? The answer came through a discovery. Days before the party, the group had taken part in a kind of urban challenge. They broke into an abandoned house and, in the basement, found symbols carved into the walls and an old door buried in the ground. They laughed, filmed videos, mocked it, and left. But that night, something was awakened. With the help of an occultist, Helena discovered that the eggs Rafael bought were not ordinary. They held energy that had been sealing something that was never meant to be released. The crash wasn't just an accident, the occultist said. It was an attempt to stop whatever was trying to get out. The eggs held back what was attempting to escape. Helena went days without sleep. She started hearing whispers even while awake. Lights flickered. She knew she had to act. She returned to where it all began, the abandoned house. She took the egg carton with her. In the place where the doll had been buried, she dug a hole and placed the eggs inside. She repeated words spoken by Rafael's mother, lit candles, cried, asked for forgiveness for the mistakes made. The air around her grew heavy. For a moment, she heard voices, laughed, screamed, cried again. Then, silence. That night, Helena slept deeply. For the first time, no nightmares, no shadows, no screams. Months passed. The town forgot. The road was repaired. A simple cross marked the crash site. The egg carton was buried forever. Or at least, that's what they thought. One afternoon, a child was playing in a nearby field. He found something curious on the ground. A single egg, clean, uncracked, covered in dirt. "Look, Mommy, an egg," he said, laughing. The mother was startled. "Drop that, honey. It might be rotten." The child dropped the egg on the ground. The camera slowly zooms in. A soft crack, a fracture in the shell. From within, a white eye opens.